My name is Jack Schommer, and I am an instructor in integrated media in the director of the video program.
How did you get into this field?
I kind of came about it from a strange angle. I was working in Missoula in television stations. I was actually producing a newscast and had a chat with the guy who was running the University of Montana's television program and communications area, and I just said that he should hire me as a teacher because I was teaching his interns. And the guy went on sabbatical, and he asked me to fill in for him, and so I did, and I kind of liked it. It was interesting. A year later, that guy came back from sabbatical, and I went back into television. About the same time, I was an alderman for the city of Missoula and helped a group of people. I didn't do it myself, but I helped a group of people negotiate a franchise to put a cable system and a public education and government, or a PEG access facility, in the city of Missoula. And from that, I found out about a job in Gresham at a community college called Mount Hood Community College that had a program they were starting up in community television. And this was 1988, so the franchise was a couple of years old. The program was just getting started. So I came out, there was a grant, fairly large grant, and I established and built curriculum for the community television program. And then eventually just moved into TV and then into integrated media. The rest is history, so to speak.
How would you describe your time here at Mount Hood?
It's been interesting. I've enjoyed it. I like teaching a lot. It's a really interesting profession. I don't think that what I do, or the process, what's going on in integrated media, is a classic college instructional program, because it's career technical education. We're training people for the creative services industry. So every course is different. I don't think I've ever really taught the same content twice. I teach the same classes, but the content grows. So it's been interesting from that, is that there's always this constant evolution because the industry's evolving. So that's been kind of interesting. So I kind of enjoyed that. I liked what I was doing. I bounced back and forth between. Was working in small market television stations, and I bounced back and forth between program production work, which was basically commercials, and news work, which was a producer and a reporter. I think that if I look back at about that time that I took this job, I was getting tired of commercial television. I was kind of disenchanted with commercial television. So teaching is kind of the ideal job where you can still play around and dabble in a profession and then also get paid to instruct people. So it seemed like the best of both possible worlds. I probably would not have continued in commercial TV had I not taken the teaching job. I probably would have worked, tried to move into documentaries or something like that.
Okay. Since you're leaving, what advice do you have for students looking to go into television, film, documentary making, or even teaching?
Well, teaching is the easy part. If you're thinking about being a teacher, then think about 6 or 8 years of school, because you're going to need to have a master's degree. And I mean, I've got 2 or 3 years towards a master's, but I don't technically have a master's degree. Didn't need one. Nature of the CTE program, but right now I think that if anybody's thinking about teaching, you really need to think about getting higher level and going to an educational program and doing that. I'm not an advocate for people to be teaching. I think far more interesting is the creative services, the communications, the whole digital media is, to me, far more interesting than the instructional component of this profession. And so the advice I would give to somebody who is coming into the profession is to approach it from the idea that it's not the tech, it's still the stories. And you really, I think the thing that students didn't understand enough was how much writing and production planning and pre-work there was. Most people that get into this profession think you take a camera, you point the camera, you shoot, you go home, you edit, and it's all done. And that's not how it works at all. I mean, it does in some cases, but very rarely. And the really good stuff has long, long pre-planning. And so if you're interested in the creation process, that pre-planning is not a problem. If all you want to do is push buttons, then there's fewer and fewer of those jobs around. The jobs that are out there are people that are making things because it's become so easy to make. So then you have to separate yourself. But it's a great profession. You know, it's about as far away from factory work as you can get, which is nice.
Okay, great.
Not art. You don't have to be an artist.
True. So do you have any final words for students?
Thank you. I would just say thank you. I thought, I mean, I'm here because there are students that are still interested in coming to the college, and there's still people out there that show up every fall. I mean, I guess it kind of it's rewarding that every fall when I come here, there's 30 bodies sitting in the room. So that's nice, and so I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for that. So, what I would say to students is thank you.
Great. Do you have like a send-off message for your current students and the ones that are already gone?
Do your work. Turn your assignments in. Be on deadline. Do your work on time. No, it's just the same old message that you'd give to anybody. Just play well with others. Hit deadline.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Jack.
You bet. Did you see Final Cut Pro in the background?
Yes.